the kids. Bring Grandma and Grandpa. Heck, bring everyone. And come to the Misquamicut Fall Fest in Westerly, September 12th, 13th, and 14th at Misquamicut State Beach. You'll find an array of great food trucks, arts and craft vendors, games, rides, wrestling, and a Ferris wheel with panoramic views. Plus, tons of great entertainment all weekend long on the main stage. It's an amazing endless summer at Misquamicut Beach with Fall Fest. Misquamicut.org.
A chance for the Chargers, and they score!
Number 11, Jacoby Foster. Number 12, Caden Stoic. Number 14, Gabriel Holland. Number 19, Ryan Bossia. And number 21, Jonathan Lopes. And now for the Westerly Bulldogs. Number 1, Asa Mayo. Number 3, Owen Filbert. Number 6, Bobby Datson. Number 7, John Orlando. Number 8, Tyler Falco. Number 9, Liam Jacobson. Number 10, Judah Schaffner. Number 11, Nicholas Cody. Number 15, Caleb Martin. Number 17, Luigi Marchioni. And number 23, Adrian Zincarelli. Now we'd ask you to please rise and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem. Good luck, gentlemen. And as always, let's go Dogs!
Welcome everybody to Sal Algieri Field here in Westerly, Rhode Island. I am Andrew Fiore alongside Caleb Upinachi, my co-host and cameraman today as we get set for the kickoff for the Westerly Bulldogs season. The Bulldogs will face the Pilgrim Patriots in their home opener and their season opener. And Caleb, it's a big day for the Bulldogs, opening day. What do you think their goal should be here in this one?
Well, as we learned from yesterday's broadcast with the women's team, I believe they need to, kind of get out and take this start of the game with a more strong offense. You really got to make that defense work, constantly apply that pressure, and eventually, you keep doing that, you'll start making shots. You'll start eventually getting some goals up, and that's what Westerly wants to do here. They really want them to take the lead here and establish the dominance they have on the field.
And that was our Westerly Bulldogs pregame show, brought to you by Redstone Tire, located at 114 Ashaway Road in Westerly. Call 401-596-5283. Carl, Patty, and their team have been proudly keeping our community on the roads for over 90 years. As that ball is kicked out into the corner, it's a Bulldogs team that's coming out of the gates early here.
Pilgrim taking the first offensive aggression as they really push Westerly's defense literally into a corner here.
Pilgrim on the cross. It's kicked out in front and stuffed and recovered by Anthony Rataco for the Bulldogs, given right back to Pilgrim. Ball bouncing out to the 20, outside to the edge where it's Owen St. Sauvois. But the Bulldogs take it right back. On the run, a rush coming from Nicholas Cody. But the ball rolls a little beyond him and out of play.
Throw in coming in here from the Pilgrim defenders as they look to get another couple shots going. They'll do it again.
Westerly, of course, a Division II team. After this, they will face Rogers. Pilgrim, meanwhile, Class 3 in soccer, but a tremendous sports school.
Yes.
Ball's back in play. Pilgrim with control. St. Savoie gives it right up to Rataco. But Pilgrim just takes control right back again. Ball stuffed for a moment again, but Pilgrim recovers. Jackson Bromage now. Out to the sideline. Go the Patriots. Nice recovery there for Westerly, but again, Pilgrim just keeps possession. Taco feeds it out and then gets the pass right back. Excuse me, that was Robert Dotson right there on that play.
A free kick call gets Westerly out of the danger. As you can see, the Pilgrim offense has been taking advantage of Westerly's usually slower movements here as they look to try and make some quick passes to get back down the field, maybe get some offense going.
At midfield are the Patriots, but they give it right back to the Bulldogs. Kicked out to the backfield. Long cross is intercepted. Patriots on the rush. St. Savoie couldn't corral it. A whiff on a kick there. The shot is deflected. It was off the foot of the midfielder, Jackson Bromage. And it went nowhere. Westerly still hanging in there. Out in front, Bromage. Quick stop. Has a defender in his face. And the stop there keeps them off the board. That was Asa Mayo, the tender, with a tremendous save.
Good on both the Westerly defenders and the keeper there, working together to save their team some trouble early on here.
Throw in, toss in coming from Pilgrim. Great defense here from the Bulldogs. But Pilgrim finally escapes. It's back to Bromage. Bromage, a long strike, trickles its way down to Mayo, who scoops it up.
Goalie's going to punt, get rid of it.
And Westerly finally has the ball in attacking territory, but it's kicked out of play by Patrick Rowe, the defender, senior, for the Patriots. An attacking position for Westerly. Cutting back is Cody. Cody with a feed to Shackner, but it's deflected, and Saint Savoie takes over again.
Westerly looking to apply some pressure here in the midfield.
As the ball trickles out, we'll get a toss in for Pilgrim. Westerly taking advantage here. But a long kick sails towards Mayo.
Great work from the defender there as he shields the ball just enough to where it can get safely into his goalie's hands.
Shackner swarmed by two defenders, Bromage and Saint Savoie. Some footwork from Lopes. But it's almost taken over by Westerly. Instead, Bromage feeds it inside. Back out they go. A nice slide there for Marcioni. Freed the ball for a moment. Poked out, almost back into safety for the Bulldogs. Before the ball rolls out of play.
Both teams playing very close to each other.
A setup and a strike, but it bounces wide. Jacoby Foster, the senior forward for the Patriots, on that attack, missing wide to the left, and the Bulldogs survive.
Goal kick coming here.
Water?
No, I got to tie it too.
Ball is headed into the air and spiked back up into a blue jersey. Shackner recovered for a moment. He's contesting heavily with Lopes. Westerly still trying to flee, and Datsun does just that for the moment. Bromage still has it. It's fed over to Foster. Foster feeds it across. A little tap and it's just wide. Oh, and Saint Savoie missed by a hair. And the game remains scoreless. Fed out this time to Caleb Martin.
Excellent use of space there by Westerly, really looking down the line to see an open man, as there's a shot that gets blocked and recovered by the keeper.
How about Asa Mayo there? Sophomore goaltender coming out and being prepared, as that shot was unexpected. Caught the defense off guard, but he was ready for it. Keeper knowing when to come out of the net. And he made a huge difference there.
That's the difference right there between a good goalie and a great goalie. Really knowing when to come out and just help out your defense, being that sometimes necessary fourth man.
Owen Fobert with a long pass, chased down by the Patriots. Recovering is Connor Algier, but it goes out of play. Algier is another sophomore. These guys like Mayo only have one full season under their belt. This is the starting day of sophomore year for them. Long feed deep into Westerly territory, but it's recovered and handled by a Patriot. Throwing it out of the shadows was one of the Patriots. Long strike there sets up a potential breakaway, but it's going to trickle into the hands of Mayo, who rolls it to safety. Fobert kicks it across midfield before it's slapped right back. The ball bounces out where it is recovered by Tyler Falcone. Falcone tosses it ahead. A header there by Martin. Sky-high pop lands out of bounds. Heading close to the fence there, almost making the fans need to keep their heads up for a moment. Right out in front, but a diving save by Williamson. Westerly had a great attack there.
That's the type of, heads-up dribbling you want to have in soccer. You always want to be looking around, looking for your open man. He saw it. He took his opportunity, and it almost created a goal for them. Those type of scoring opportunity, heads-up plays, type things like that. It's what you want from a successful offense.
Long kick all the way to the 30 on the football field. A big shove there gets a loud reaction from the fans here. Still fighting for control is John Orlando, the freshman, who got shoved pretty hard there by Jacoby Foster. And we talked about this yesterday. The physical difference between seniors and freshmen is a factor to keep in mind here. We have a substitution coming as Saint Savoie comes off the field, and in his stead comes Cornelius Zmed. Zmed, a feed across to Bosica. And it's deflected away. A great defensive stop there by Caleb Martin.
That type of prediction is very, very, always reassuring to see from defenders. It means they can really read what the offense is trying to do. And he saw that cross coming, and he got in front of it.
Great play here to charge into midfield by Aiden Jancarelli as he brings the ball into safety. And that one bounces off a body of it looked like Zmed. Great break for the Bulldogs. Ball shot out to midfield where Dotson is there. Pilgrim takes over. Again, calls to the refs coming from the fans here.
Great save by the keeper there.
Fantastic effort locking down the save there. Mayo has been absolutely tremendous as keeper for these Bulldogs. Being the starting goaltender as a sophomore is quite an accomplishment, and he is proving why he's doing the job so far. And that loud slam gives you an idea of just how windy it is here, as that was not somebody acting in anger over the results of this game.
No, sir. Wind definitely being a factor here. Sorry, Andrew. As you can see, the ball is sailing throughout the air with these big defensive clears.
The flags are blowing towards the Ward building, but the ball now is rushing the other way on a Westerly attack before it rolls out of play. But yeah, the wind is blowing out in the direction of where Pilgrim is shooting right now. Of course, that will switch after the half. Nice footwork there by Jancarelli before the ball bounces out of play. Toss out there. Is kicked out of play and a big tumble for, looks like Patrick Rowe. I'll remind you all that this game is presented in part by Lathrop Insurance, serving their community since 1939. Whether you have personal, commercial, or insurance needs, Lathrop Insurance always answers the call. 401-596-2525 is the number to call. And man, I'm telling you, Westerly is really looking for some insurance here to back up Asa Mayo's performance here. Pilgrim has been giving him quite a hard day at the office between the pipes. I mean, any goaltender facing the levels of attack that he has their work cut out for him, but it remains scoreless. There's a long free kick for Westerly. Bounces just in front of the net. Contested for a moment. Caleb Martin gave it a run for its money, but Pilgrim eventually takes control back just around midfield before it's forced out of play. Patriots just near the sideline, tossing out in front. Dangerous attack. And blocking the way was Owen Fobert.
Well, like I said before, that's really good defense. You know, he got in front of it. He wasn't physical. He didn't draw a foul, but he saved the ball from being, you know, taken and crossed, and he got it out safely.
Header goes out of play. That was off the head of Caden Stoic. 23 minutes down and still no goals between these two squads. Another high kick is skied by Marchioni. Trying to finagle his way across midfield is Shackner. Long toss out in front is kicked out of play by Gabriel Holland. But Westerly will have a toss in pretty favorable territory.
Well, this is really where the big scoring chances are formed. You want to take these throw-ins, especially when they're close to the goal like this, and create something out of it.
Bobby Dotson is going to have an important play here. Free kick within range. It's skied towards the post and caught by James Williamson, the junior keeper for the Pilgrim Patriots. He punts it midfield. It takes a big bounce before Westerly corrals it. That was Fober on the corral.
And that was a great indirect kick there. He had it just on target, but the Pilgrim defense was ready and cleared the way for their keeper to be able to grab that and get it out of danger for them. Here's another big free kick coming for Pilgrim this time.
Patrick Rowe, the defender, lofts it up, but it's headed right to Westerly. Nice play by one of the Westerly defenders to find Caleb Martin, not to be confused with the basketball player. Here come the Patriots, a light toss in head, and it's just skied too high. Mayo had a choice to make, go back towards the net or rush for the attacker, and it looks like he made the right move, Caleb.
I would agree with that. You know, always better to be safe and, you know, try and just deflect the ball, even if it goes out on you. A corner kick is way, way better than a goal.
Looked like it was Bromage and Lopes. It was a tough angle, but those are the numbers I thought I saw there. Saint-Savoie kicks it right into the legs of Marchioni. Now Bromage again runs into a wall but finds the ball again. Zmed lost the ball, and now it is cleared away on a great kick by Fobert. Long one goes just wide right, and it's scooped up by Mayo. Bulldogs survive another attack.
Sky punt here.
Oh, look out, fans. Oh, it looked like that one was going to hop the fence. The equivalent of a foul ball, except I can't imagine you'd keep the soccer ball. And again, folks, that wind is a factor here. Fobert slipped the ball through one pair of legs. Now a good rush in there by Noah Roy, the junior, coming off the bench. Whoa, a great move there to shed a defender by David Ferranti. And now a long feed goes too far for the Bulldogs on that kick by Judah Shackner. So I have a correction to make here from earlier. Pilgrim is Division II as well as the Bulldogs. They weren't listed on any of the divisions for the RIIL website, so when I saw 1 and 2 didn't have it, I went with 3. That is my bad. I should have had a little more research done there, but Pilgrim Division II along with Westerly. So an important matchup as it'll count in conference here. Two teams vying for a Division II title. And Westerly will get a free kick here.
If I'm Westerly, I really want to take this and spread out and try and pass it around until you see an opening. I've been seeing this kind of from both teams here. They're kind of playing all on top of each other. They're leaving the side lanes wide open. That's all space that you could use to create new opportunities, whether those are needed on defense or offense.
Schachner punted it right into a crowd, and it was punted straight back out by, it looks like, Bromage. There's a long feed to a wide open striker in Gincarelli, but it hit the back of his foot just a bit too soft on that punt. And now an attack for Pilgrim. It would be good for 3 if this was football as it clears the goalposts. Jonathan Lopes, it looked like, holding his head in frustration.
I wonder if the wind had anything to do with that one as it kind of sailed left through the air. It looked really good.
Man, that was the most wide open look Pilgrim's had. The rush is swatted away by Pilgrim. 18 minutes to go, still 0-0. Smacked back to Schachner. Schachner weaves it inside to Roy. It's fed across, but right to a field of Patriots. Nice play there once again by Martin. And a trip there for a moment of Bromage is blown now.
And got more of the ball in the first one. That second one looked as if it may have been an unintentional swipe to the ankle. Happens sometimes.
It's impossible to avoid little moments like that. The key part is in preventing Pilgrim from taking advantage, which they're going to try to do here. A nice slide there by Luigi Marchioni, the senior. Stops the threat for the moment.
Excellent defense there. Very clean slide tackle, all ball. Got it out of danger, and now they get the goal kick.
It's going to curve its way over to Martin. Feeds it over. Pilgrim swatted away again. Bromage. Over to Saint Savoie. Saint Savoie can't make his way through a pair of Westerly defenders, Schachner and Falcone. Schachner fighting Bromage now. Bromage cuts to the right. Feeds it on over to Lopes, who's forced out of play. So it's going to be a kick from the net. John Orlando, the freshman, line drive kick. Saint Savoie heads it out. It'll be a toss for Westerly. Tyler Falcone tosses it into play. Gincarelli couldn't keep it, and the Patriots take over once again. Open ball here. Despite 4 Pilgrims surrounding it, it ended up kicked back to midfield, but now the Patriots have control.
Those sort of miscues happen a lot more than you might think in soccer. That's why it's always important to communicate and make it clear if you're going for the ball, even if you think the other team is going to take advantage of what you're saying.
It's fed across to the field, but Orlando kicks it out. And one thing I've noticed, Caleb, is you talked about the need for more passing. A lot of the passing that has been done has been through the air. Headers are, I don't know if there's a technical term for it that you know, but kicking through the air.
No, you're correct. You're correct. There's it's just like, usually we just call it like poor ball control, because you know, through the air there's only so much you can do. There's a lot you can do a lot with the fancy headers and, you know, the punts, but really it comes down to having control and having smooth and crisp passes. It's a lot harder to do that when it's flying through the air, and you know, you can pass through the air, but I believe both teams here are kind of just using it to clear, as there goes one.
Jacoby Foster on that kick there, and yeah, it looked like Pilgrim had about 4 straight passes solely in the air.
Yeah, you get those volleys once or twice, you know. It happens, but it's really just usually something that it can be easily punished. But I think both teams have been doing a good job of shutting.
Jankarelli now was overrun by Zmed. Cornelius Zmed gives it up. Westerly squeaks it through. Jankarelli can't quite tap it past Williamson. Great attack there by the Bulldogs. Adrian Jankarelli, the junior, creating that offense. And now a great play by John Orlando prevents a Pilgrim attack before it can start.
Looks like Westerly's finally capitalizing on these deep drives they have here.
Bromage heads it, rushes towards the net. He's got a shot, but it hits the goalpost.
Excellent goaltending, you know. He kind of extended himself just to make sure it wouldn't go through there. Totally better to be safe than sorry.
Mayo has been stellar. No goals allowed so far in a 0-0 match here. First game of the season between 2 Division II opponents, Pilgrim and Westerly. Taking a tumble there was Dotson. Bromage feeds it. The shot's a tremendous save by Williamson. Excuse me, Mayo. Asa Mayo, the sophomore, with his best save of the game. Man, with the look, I was preparing to call a clean goal there, but Mayo just getting in the right place at the right moment to make the save.
That was excellent. That was just everything you want from a defensive play. You know, you see it coming, you get ready, you kind of slide out, get in position, just block the ball, and then your defenders clear it. It's really just like the textbook goal save right there.
And if there were any questions for head coach Angelo Luzzi, who's done work with us here on 321 Media, about starting a sophomore who's only had 1 year of experience in net, I think those questions are flying out the door, as Asa Mayo has answered the call. A wide open shot by Cornelius Smed goes wide as it hooks away. He had quite an angle open there, but had to kick it quick, and it just hooked too far to the right. Bromage heads it back inside, where it's recovered by Christopher Williams. Another attacking shot is denied by Mayo.
Come on, John, get there.
Again, that is excellent instincts right there. It's almost like video game-esque about how perfect his timing is, and clearing it and blocking, setting up for his defenders to take the ball and get away. It's very impressive.
This one hops midfield. An attack, Noah Roy, and it is kicked out by Ryan Bosca. Folks, don't forget we have a halftime show planned for you. It's going to be the Dime Bank halftime show. So you want to hear Caleb and I's thoughts on what's transpired so far in this one, as Jankarelli's got an angle on this one on the left side, but he's overrun by Patrick Rowe. The Patriots clear it from the corner. It's kicked back up in the air and headed out by Bromwich. Bromwich has been everywhere for Pilgrim. Westerly's going to take over here. Dotson on a great play. It's stolen now by Shackner. Shackner, a little trickler. Zmed watches the ball fly down where it's going to be run down by Marcioni.
Small throw in here as the defense wants to reset. Change the direction.
On comes Falcone. Fires to midfield. But Patrick Rowe tosses it back in where it's smacked back by Falcone. Another sky-high kick is going to bounce out of play. Falcone will toss. Falcone on the toss. It's kicked overhead by Martin. Gincarelli tried defending that one, and now Falcone's going to have another toss. Toss hooks straight to Patrick Rowe, and Pilgrim takes over. On comes Ferranti. Saint Savoy. Back to Ferranti. Nice stutter step there. Gives an extra step to Stoic. That kick deflects off the back leg of Stoic, so it will be a Westerly ball.
Definitely a risky move there. Back when I played, I remember the referees were very strict about any plays on the ground, intentional or not.
Mayo rushes out of the net. He can't grab it there. He was pushed to the furthest limits of the box. Patriots another chance. Med fires. Saved by Mayo. Falcone clears it to safety. Mayo doing all the heavy lifting here at Algieri Field.
Mayo doing what looks like a routine save for him at this point. Very impressive. Not to sound like a broken record here, but it's really crazy how he can get himself out of these situations.
Mayo, the most successful sports figure with that last name in New England in the past year or so. That one is tossed to about the 25 and kicked back to midfield. Speaking of Patriots, Pilgrim takes over again.
I was going to say, Andrew, it's almost quite poetic that the Patriots are playing against Mayo here.
It is, you know, sums up the last year or so of football. And again, we have a player of the game to award after, the Ed French Son Player of the Game, and you'll have to wait in here. And I think you can guess who the player I've been rooting for the most is so far to do well in this game.
Still a few minutes left in the first half here, and
course.
a lot of action in the second.
A goal or two would make the Ed French Son Player of the Game wide open. Wide open chance now to steal the rights to that award. The setup, the kick is off the top crossbar. Caleb Martin almost blew the roof off Algieri Field and took over the Ed French and Son conversation. Shackner, a setup again. Martin can't get there in time. Saint Savoy takes over. Rowe contesting with Jeffersini. Bit of shoving going on there. And Pilgrim gets the toss. On the run is Fobert. Skied out. Nice play to keep it inside, it looked like, for Martin, but the whistle was blown.
Really, really good shot from Martin there. He had his 1-versus-1 chance because he got by the last defender. He had a beautiful shot just short of the top of the goal, or I guess short of the, under the crossbar there. But still excellent, very on target. Just keep taking those and the goals will start flowing.
Quick toss intended for Bromwich, headed out by Fobert. When I said rooting for the most, really just the front runner. Want to clarify that. We have no rooting interest here, but you can see early front runners in the conversation. Fantastic efforts, too, for a lot of these players. You saw Caleb Martin on that attack. Jancarelli had a few opportunities of his own as well. And a rush from behind Bromwich, just picking the pocket of Schachner there.
That was a dangerous situation for that defender, but he got out of it. He cleared it.
That one's kicked out of play by Lopes. Nice little move to get by as Schachner maintains control. His pocket's picked by Bromwich. Bromwich, a long kick, sails well out of play. Wide right. .3:22 to go here in the first half. It's kicked out and headed back in by Bromwich. Long feed across. Skitters out of play. Stoic will toss for the Patriots. But first we'll get a substitution. Bromwich heads out, which is a big break for the Bulldogs, but in his stead is Jacoby Foster, another starter and a senior. Foster had a touch immediately. Heavily contested by Jancarelli. That's out to the visitors' bench. Back in play, now it's Westerly. A long kick by Schachner. On the run is Martin. Martin on the left side. Curls back. A cross was sent with no one to be found, and Pilgrim gets it right back. A feed out in front to Wiggins. Wiggins pulls back. Crosses right to Fobert, who kicks it out. Another attack chance, though, as the kick goes high into the right again. Pilgrim just can't seem to capitalize on these attacks as we hit 2 minutes to go here. Kick coming for Orlando. It's a line drive that is overrun by Saint Savoie. The toss will belong to Pilgrim. And it's kicked right back out of play by Maxwell Wiggins, the senior.
And a lot of big opportunities here from both teams. You can feel how eager they are to get a shot off and maybe take the lead for their team here.
Bosica passes inside for Lopes. Lopes feeds it through the hole, looking for Wiggins. Wiggins, a little cut move there, juking, but two Westerly defenders get in the way. And now with a big kick, Martin clears. But it goes right back out of play. Toss coming from Falcone. Falcone out to Jancarelli. Martin gets stuffed there. Now chasing it down is Med.
Feel that pressure and pull it back.
Another toss coming. Fired into play where it finds the foot of Dotson. It's lofted back in where the Bulldogs head it to midfield. Jancarelli gets taken down. And that's whistled back to the Westerly possession.
Too little ball there in that tackle. that Westerly will take advantage of this free kick.
Free kick will be taken by Judah Shackner, the junior.
Looks like that does it for half.
Interesting to see them call a half right as a free kick was about to happen. Is that normal, Caleb?
Yes, that's soccer. It's not like football or basketball where you'll kind of let it go till the last play ends. They will stop you in the middle of scoring a goal if it comes to it.
Well, that's going to do it for the first half of play. Stay tuned for the Dime Bank halftime show here on 321 Media. It's 0-0 here at Algieri Field. Stay with us, folks.
At Dime Bank, we're all about community. It's who we are. Local communities made up of customers, families, and friends. Business owners invested in helping their communities thrive. Dedicated employees committed to giving back in ways that go beyond banking. If your banking relationship leaves you wanting more, come join our community. It's your bank, your choice, your dime.
Hi, I'm Chris Kozłowski, owner of Broadview Florist and Garden Center in Dunn's Corners. For over 40 years, our family-owned business has been your go-to destination for beautiful, custom-made floral arrangements. Whether it's a special event or just to brighten up your day, we create highest quality designs tailored just for you. Trust Broadview Florists to make every moment unforgettable. Visit us today or give us a call at 401-322-0390.
Moving doesn't have to be stressful. Whether it's across town or just across the hall, no job is too big or too small for Easy Does It Moving and More. Sean and his team put people first, making your move safe, smooth, and stress-free from start to finish. For a move made simple, go with the name that says it all. Easy Does It Moving and More. Call us today at 401-545-6078 or go to easydoesitmoving.com.
I am Jim Howe. My practice is focused on representing people injured in car accidents, representing people injured in premises liability, represent people in all walks of life. I say all the time that I represent the underdog, and by the underdog I mean the person who is injured and is facing lawyers that are hired by insurance companies. If you unfortunately find yourself injured in an automobile collision or in any other circumstance where insurance may come into play, think of giving me a call.
Ever thought about leveling up your fitness game in a fun and meaningful way? Kiefer's Martial Arts on Granite Street has everything you're looking for. Kickboxing, Muay Thai, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and of course, adult karate. It's not just about getting fit, it's about building your self-confidence, discipline, and that unstoppable feeling you get from all your hard work. Stop into Kiefer's Martial Arts today to sign up.
Are you looking for a fresh cut in Westerly? Step into Rio's Barber Shop in Granite Plaza. Whether it's a classic trim or a trendy new look, we've got you covered. Experience the perfect cut for every age and style in a friendly and relaxed atmosphere. At Rio's, it's not just a haircut, it's an experience. Visit Rio's Barber Shop in the Granite Plaza in Westerly or give us a call to schedule your appointment at 401-315-2208. Your style, our craft, Rio's Barber Shop.
Hi, I'm AJ Trott.
And I'm Jeff Swiderski with AnnieMac Home Mortgage's Momentum Group, your trusted partner in the home buying process.
At AnnieMac, we can strengthen your offer with our innovative program, Cash to Keys, giving you a competitive edge by allowing you to make a cash offer on your new home.
Together, we've helped over 1,000 families move into their dream homes, and we'd love to do the same for you.
Give us a call today at 401-486-0853 to get started.
provides medical, dental, and behavioral health care to over 10,000 people a year, even when they can't afford to pay for the care they need. The cost of providing healthcare services has increased, and the grant funding we receive doesn't fully cover the cost of patient care. We, like other community health centers across the country, count on community support to keep our doors open. With your help, we can keep serving as a safety net for your neighbors. Will you help us invest in our mission?
I'm Dale Sold, the owner of Shoreline Painting and Cabinet Refinishing. My vision for the company has always been to elevate paint contracting. When you call, you get a live person. Typically, we have estimates out the same day. We have really good communication with our customers daily. We make sure you're completely happy before we leave the project. We service residential and commercial customers. The commercial work we do is typically more community-oriented. We just completed a expansion of our shop. We added 3 more spray booths to allow us to increase capacity. You can find us at 77 Stillman Ave in Pawcatuck. You can find us on our website at shorelinepaintingri.com, or you can call the office 401-834-1684 to book an estimate.
Make your house a home using quality paints and stains. Achieve long-lasting color and beauty with premium products from Benjamin Moore, available only at locally owned stores like ours. Elevate your home interior with Aura, Regal Select, and Ben Paint, or give your exteriors protection from the weather with Element Guard and new Woodlux exterior stains. No matter what you choose, we know you'll see the love. Visit us today to get started on your next project. Westerly Paints, 85 Franklin Street in Westerly, or call 401-596-8333 and visit westerlypaints.com.
Bring the kids. Bring Grandma and Grandpa. Heck, bring everyone. And come to the Misquamicut Fall Fest in Westerly, September 12th, 13th, and 14th at Misquamicut State Beach. You'll find an array of great food trucks, arts and craft vendors, games, rides, wrestling, and a Ferris wheel with panoramic views. Plus, tons of great entertainment all weekend long on the main stage. It's an amazing endless summer at Misquamicut Beach with Fall Fest. Misquamicut.org.
A chance for the Chargers, and they score!
Welcome everybody to the Westerly Bulldogs halftime show. It is brought to you by our friends at Dime Bank, located conveniently right in the heart of Westerly at 131 Franklin Street. Visit Dime Bank. Community banking lives here. And Caleb, this has been a defensive duel here so far, and the name that we've got to talk about is Asa Mayo, the goalkeeper.
Oh yeah, certainly, Andrew. He has just been absolutely phenomenal. It's like he has a sixth sense for when to come out and either jump or dive or just literally become like a human barrier and get the ball back to his defense and down the field. It's really just been impressive here just that it kind of controls the entire flow of the game here. He's blocked a lot of shots that could have been goals, and he's allowed his team to have keep the tie here. It's just excellent, and I really think Westerly, actually both sides in general, should kind of use their spacing more here. I believe their defense is doing a good job kind of clearing it out and passing it downfield. But I don't know what you've seen, Andrew, but I've certainly seen that in the middle, it's kind of gotten all bunched up here. They're kind of all fighting for the ball, even the guys on the same teams, and that happens sometimes. But I think if they want to create more valid scoring opportunities, they should kind of spread out here and look for their guys and get those passes going. It doesn't have to be a super intense dribbling competition, but I really think the goalkeeper, Mayo has really done his job for his team, and they owe it to him to score some goals here in the second half.
Yeah, and I mean, we don't have these stats available, but it's safe to assume that Pilgrim has dominated the time of possession here. What can Westerly do to break that up?
Again, I think it's more just, what Pilgrim's doing here. They're kind of just, creating these wide, long, and safe passes between their backfield and their midfield. They occasionally will have moments where they all crowd around each other, but they do realize, I do see them kind of noticing, hey, we're all bunched up. I'm hearing the occasional call, hey, let's spread out, and they're communicating. I'm hearing a lot of those sort of things where, they're trying to reposition and reset and get the ball down the field, and I think that's why they've been so dominant. They've also been taking advantage of Westerly's kind of tendency to bunch up, maybe sending, 2 people to stop the attackers here, and then they just kind of reset the ball with their defense, and they have the space to do it. They're also playing a very, very aggressive defense. At least in the first half, they were all the way up. There was no room. If Westerly was going to make a deep pass, it would most likely be called offsides, and they're doing a good job of controlling the field that way. But I really think Westerly can do their job and kind of get around that if they just focus on, having more clean and wider passes and spacing out.
Well, that's going to do it for the Westerly Bulldogs halftime show. Again, visit our friends at Dime Bank, 131 Franklin Street, right in the heart of Westerly. The kickoff goes the way of the Bulldogs, and it's going to be a long strike deep into attacking territory, but it's going to go to Basica.
Both defenses showing off those powerful kicks and those strong clears. Having some sort of strong center back who can really change the flow of the game like that is a blessing, honestly. As they get it back, and we'll take a goal kick here.
The goal kick is straight to the legs of Caleb Martin, but then smacked right back away. The wind has calmed down here, I might add, after it was whipping in the very beginning. Potential factor to keep in mind here as Caden Stoic tosses it in. Stoic feeds it inside to Foster. Foster cuts across to Ferranti. Ball pops up once again. And it's popped back into the offensive half for the Bulldogs. Trying to corral it is Dotson. Dotson has to go back and get some help. Shackner almost forced out. And a lot of the ball handlers for the Bulldogs have been in desperate need of help. You can hear it coming from the sideline. And that goes off the foot of Caden Stoic. And Caleb, you're hearing all these calls of help him. What is happening here with the Bulldogs being stranded with the ball? Oh, wow, hold on, big hit. It was Anthony Ritacco. And it looked like Jackson Bromage.
Wow, yeah, that was certainly a strong defensive play, maybe even too strong as Pilgrim takes the ball here. But I think we are hearing a lot more communication, but I'm not sure if it's more from the players or the fans on the sidelines trying to give their team a heads up here.
Owen Fobert just barely prevented an attack from Bromage right in front of the net. And by the way, we want to give a quick shout out to Coastline Window Treatments. The weather, believe it or not, is going to be getting colder. Keep your house the perfect temperature inside all year long with honeycomb shades and more. Call today at 401-345-6532 as Pilgrim, with a long strike that Mayo doesn't even have to stop for, it trickles out of bounds. And Coastline Window, is going to be coming in handy for us. Right now we're at the point where we can take out the windows and have a little breeze, but we're going to be begging for them in just a few months here at Sal Algieri Field as this kick is skied. And it's going to trickle out to the sideline. Before getting tossed back out by Pilgrim. Toss out coming from Stoic. Contested ball here, one of those bunches you mentioned, and it's going to be Fobert taking it out before it's smacked right back, or excuse me, not Fobert, Dotson. Shackner cuts back. Falcone tries to clear, but it's stopped by Lopes. So Falcone will get the toss. Falcone throws it beyond to Rowe. A long feed out in front is headed away by Marchione. Falcone gets a big stop there as the ball rolling all the way to the 30 on the football hash marks. 2-on-1 as that one is smacked away. Rolls out of bounds as Foster was chasing it down. Another factor to keep in mind, and I know this is not exactly news at this point, but Westerly for decades had a grass field and now still one of the first several seasons on turf. Some of these players did play on the old grass field, but it's one that has Westerly competitive with a lot of these turf schools. We always used to hear from a legendary teacher, and I think someone who's in attendance today, Mr. Servideo, about the divots that you used to have to know here at Algieri Field. There was one down at the left far corner by Babcock, he mentioned. You used to have to dodge the potholes and learn the field over your years here.
Well, that certainly sounds like Rhode Island, Andrew.
Absolutely. Something Rhode Islanders can get used to managing is potholes, as that one trickles out of play.
No, she knows that she's still got it.
Turf field making a huge difference here at Westerly. Falcone heads it over as Ned trickles it. Now, as Patrick Rowe almost gives it up right there, Dotson almost forcing it out. Pilgrim still looking for an attack. And it's kicked far away by Fobert. Fobert chasing it down, and the ball's going to drift out of play. Now, looking at the rosters here, I know they don't tend to do this for high school levels, but if you had an all-name team, I think Cornelius Zmed would be on there.
That's a good one right there.
That's a great name. Waiting for a kick from Pilgrim. Softly tapped over another bunch of players, and emerging from the fray looked like was Bobby Dotson. Bosica chases the ball down. It rolls out in front of the Pilgrim bench. A toss coming for Fobert.
Certainly a lot of back and forth here as the Westerly defense has kind of just been clearing it back to their defense, the Pilgrims here, and not much action in the midfield.
Dotson just took a jab at trying to make a steal here. It's poked out of play. Noah Roy. And now it's forced right back out. Dotson, the senior, couldn't quite stop this attack. Down goes Bromage. He wants a whistle. Corralling it now was Jacobson. On the outside, it's Martin. Back to Shackner. Bromage runs into him and stops that attack before it could start. Kick back and forth between the two teams. Bromage now has got an angle on the left side, takes his time, sets in the middle, a little dribbler straight to Tyler Falcone, who clears it to almost midfield. Westerly needs to get the ball into safety here, but instead it keeps ending up in the hands of the Patriots.
Interesting to see here that they've almost started to figure out that, kind of spreading out and looking for their pass options might yield them some more productive results.
Nice stop there by Gervasini. Even though it forces a throw for Pilgrim, it's better halting the possession in its tracks.
I agree with you there, Andrew.
Ball's skied in the air. Westerly looking for an angle on it. Ferranti over to Stoic. Back to Ferranti. Ferranti over to Lopes. Bromage. It's trickled on back. Trying to escape was Jacobson.
Excellent job by the Westerly defender there to stop the give and go they had. They had at one point 4, and they were just kind of dribbling it around and taking it down the field, and that's dangerous because that kind of offensive synergy right there is what leads to a lot more shots.
Long kick. Finds Dotson. A lane for an attack is shot just wide by Martin. He was too covered to get a clear shot at it. One of the first shots Westerly's been able to take all half. Corralling it and firing it across was Lopes. Long feet across by Schachner. Kicked right out of play by Bosca. The toss in. Out in front. Bromage trying to chase it down. He's beaten by Rataco, who gets shoved down. Rataco can't recover. He feeds it between the legs. Jacobson got grabbed there. Things getting testy here between Ferranti and Jacobson. Fans are thrilled at the whistle blown as he was dragged.
Things are definitely heating up in the second half, Andrew. It makes sense as they've kind of all been on top of each other the whole game. Really fighting for that.
Schachner, a bullet to about the 20 on the football hash. Rataco heads it in. Bromage takes over. Bromage trying to outrun Schachner. Feeds it deep, but it's taken over by the Bulldogs. Fulbert skies it over to Williamson, who rolls it out to Bosica. Smacked back out of play by Caleb Martin, the sophomore. High arcing kick. Marchione fed it inside. Lobbing feed is headed away by Rataco. That could have been dangerous. Some defense needed. Marchione pops it straight up. Batted down by Jacobson. Falcone, a soft toss to the sky. It's swung back around by Schachner, and it rolls out of play. I want to give a quick shout out here to another one of our fantastic sponsors, Evering Electric, a family-owned and operated electrical contracting company based in Buckner, Connecticut. They take pride in working on large and small. Oh, there's a goal! This is why you don't do an ad read during an attack. The Pilgrim Patriots strike first. Intense celebrations here. The too small move done by Jacoby Foster.
By number 11, Jacoby Foster.
The forward number 11, Jacoby Foster, the senior, gets the scoring started here. Again, Caleb, I've learned my lesson about reading ad reads while the ball is in play.
Well,
after that one.
Yeah, that's certainly some interesting timing right there, but it makes sense when you saw the way Pilgrim was taking it down the field. You know, Mayo came out, did his best, but ultimately once he gets past the defenders, it's a lot harder to deal with those situations.
A lot of celebration there, including shushing the Westerly parents. You wonder if that's going to spark a fire under these Bulldogs. Ritako. Flip over to midfield. Bobert. Header attempt, and the whistle's blown the way of the Bulldogs.
I guess we'll see, Andrew, as if here we'll find out if the Bulldogs are going to get mad or if they're going to get even with 25 minutes left.
Falcone watches that one lifted. It goes back and forth through the air between these two teams. Ferranti, let it go. Here comes Bromage. Oh, a big shove there. Things are getting testy. Lopes on Fober on that hard hit. Bromage trying to steal it from Schachner. Long strike right to the gloves of Mayo. Halting that attack by Lopes. Drop kick coming from Mayo. Before that one's smacked right out of play. Falcone, quick toss. Gervasini's going to try to chase it down, and it's skied and headed back into play. Before it's immediately out of play, Falcone's going to toss. Bromage uses control. Here comes Lopes. Pilgrim trying to double down here, riding off the momentum. Slap back out of play by Fober. Headed back outside by Marchioni. Back and forth they go. Gervasini smacked away by Zmed.
Great work by the Pilgrim defense here as they come up and try and really support their offense. But at the same time, it does put them at a vulnerable position because if the Westerly Bulldogs here are able to make a counterattack, their defense is way out of position.
23 is Gingarelli, not Gervasini.
I just heard you say it a couple times. Excuse me.
My bad. Correction there, folks. It's Adrian Gingarelli. A lot of the Westerly names floating in my head here. Zmed outside. It's contested. But Zmed gets it back through, and Ritako kicks it high and away. Cody has it stolen. Back to midfield now. Schachner back in the middle. Ball is skied once again. And that's a big head there. Marchioni has knocked to the ground was Bromage, but he's going to get right back up. Continuing that thought from earlier, Evering Electric takes pride in working in large and small residential and commercial projects. Let Evering Electric help you tackle your project. Call 860-495-5169. Hey, look at that. No goals scored in that time. But here's an attempt at one that is gloved by Mayo.
Almost got another taste of the announcer's jinx there, Andrew.
I don't know if that qualifies as an announcer's jinx. I gotta look into that. Does the jinx only cover when you talk about a player doing well, and then they don't do well and vice versa? Or does it account for timing?
I guess you would be the expert here.
I've only ever heard of saying somebody's doing well and then the opposite happening, but here's a rush that is squashed. Jacobson on that attack. But now Westerly's going to get an all-important corner kick here. One of Westerly's best opportunities to tie this one up with a little over 20 minutes to go in the second half. The kick curves to the field of play where it is headed out of play. Looked like it was Marchioni trying to head it in, but it just went too high, and Williamson will have the opportunity to hand it over to Rowe.
Deep goal kick.
It's headed back and forth. Ritako trying to get it out. Now on the run, it's Wiggins. Wiggins trying to speed up, and it's kicked away.
Good defensive instincts right there. Always better to be out than in the goal.
Wiggins to Stoic. And it's intercepted by Jacobson. And it rolls out of play yet again, but this time it'll be a Westerly toss. Ritako. Long toss out there. An opportunity coming for Roy, but it's given right back. Ferranti goes back to Friedland. Bromage speeding in. Long kick is a dive and a stop by Asa Mayo. Mayo keeping Westerly in this one. A drop kick, and it's popped all the way out.
Hearing a lot of coach chatter recommending their teams to take their space and look for their options. And certainly yielded some productive offensive and defensive plays here.
That one's out of play, which gives us hopefully a moment to talk about Bob Valenti family of dealerships. Looking for the best deal on a great or new or used cars? You parents of these players who are approaching the age of driving, you might want to listen to this. Visit bobvalenti.com or visit any one of their locally trusted dealerships in the area. That's where I got my car, and I know a lot of these players here are starting to think about those keys, as this one is right in front. The Pilgrim goal. James Williamson gloving it. Hey, maybe I should have kept talking on that Valenti dealership ad. Westerly would have scored a goal there based on what happened last time. Shackner cuts back. Feeds it behind to Fobert. Pilgrim takes it back. On the rush is Wiggins. He gets stuffed by Fobert and pushed to the ground. Fans love to see it. Now momentum drifting towards Westerly, but some nice footwork by Patrick Rowe, the defender, leads to a Pilgrim attack. Marchioni got a foot on it. It would have been a dangerous feed to Wiggins.
Ref letting them play through these.
Bromage, long shot, he hits the corner and scores! Jackson Bromage had been doing damage all game long, and finally he finds the back of the net to put the Patriots up 2-0.
Jackson Bromage.
Jackson Bromage pulled out in front and slipped one by Mayo, so with about 6 or 17 minutes to go in the game, Westerly's got their work cut out for them, huh, Caleb?
That's right, Andrew. They really had to come back from this I almost said 2-run deficit, 2-goal deficit here.
Westerly starting to get frustrated here, finding themselves down 2-0. That goal by Bromage providing some big insurance for the Patriots, which reminds me that this game is presented in part by Lathrop Insurance, serving the community since 1939. Whether you have personal or commercial insurance needs, Lathrop Insurance answers the call. 401-596-2525 is the number to call for all your insurance needs. Shackner tries to develop something. Bromage smacks it right back. That inside, nice move there. It was Dotson on that footwork. Now Shackner, long feed. Dotson, heavy pressure provided on Ferranti. Now a feed goes out to Wiggins, who kicks it behind himself. Kicked all the way out, and Williamson will track it down.
Westerly still very much in this. 16 minutes left.
Easily enough time for 2 goals. Bromage trickles it in front to Wiggins. Bromage going back and forth with Wiggins. Wiggins has the edge, it's bounced back. Cutting inside, looking for more was Bromage, but it was smacked right back out of play. The ball finds the bench of the Bulldogs. It's fed out in front. Not much of a challenge there for Frinland. And the whistle blows. Folks, you want to join Ken Collins and his crew every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. for Sports Open Mic live on 321. Brought to you by Toscano's Men's Shop, Pat's Auto Center, Woodmansee Insurance, and Hilltop Cafe. Ken is a living legend, and football is right around the corner, so you'll want to hear all of Ken, Lou, Slammer, and the gang's takes on the Sox, Yankees, and all of the sports happenings on Saturday mornings. That one's stuffed by Faubert. Faubert feeds a header that almost set up Roy very nicely. Roy, though, could not beat out Rowe. Good feed there for the Patriots. Falcone loses control of the ball. It's tapped back out of play by Faubert. Slide tackle misses, and the ball is popped out. And skied back outside again. Christopher Williams getting in on some action here. We hadn't heard his name called much. He was on the bench for most of the game. Cornelius Med launches it. Looking for an angle is Faubert, and he finds it to clear it away to safety. An attacking opportunity Roy couldn't find his bearings in time, and it was pushed out by Rowe. Just could not get a handle on that in time.
Super unfortunate right there.
So it'll be another toss-out opportunity. In comes John Orlando, the freshman.
Westerly with a great opportunity to capitalize on this throw-in with this position.
An opportunity there for Jacobson, but he couldn't corral it. And the whistle blows. Westerly loves the call. Folks, if you want more of a filling of sports, tune into my show, Fiore Calls Game, every Wednesday and Friday at 1 p.m. and Monday night football watch parties at 8. We had a fascinating talk with Rhode Island legend John Rook. So you can tune into that on YouTube, and we'll be previewing NFL on Friday, but this is a huge moment for the Bulldogs.
Big indirect kick here.
Judah Schachner waits to set it up. Instead, it's going to be Dotson. Dotson waiting to set up the indirect kick. Dotson will have Schachner on the outside as he joins the big herd. Taking the kick will be the senior Bobby Dotson. This could be the game. Dotson, what have you got? It's hooking off the football crossbar and away. A huge opportunity for the Bulldogs. But Dotson tries to wrestle for control back again, and he gets shoved to the ground by Jonathan Lopes.
It's going to give Westerly another opportunity here. Big free kick.
Looks like that's Schachner out there, waiting to take the kick. Free kick coming. The shot from Schachner is headed towards the net and just barely corralled by the goalkeeper, James Williamson. He bobbled it for a moment. It was Westerly's best look of the game. Back-to-back chances for Westerly to get back in this. Still close, though, 2-0 game here in the final 11 minutes. Here come the Patriots. Long feed. Sprinting for it is Ferranti. Ferranti can't keep it in play. And the Bulldogs will take control once again. This has been a valiant final stand for the Bulldogs so far. Orlando to Dotson. Dotson, long feed, looking for Jancarelli. Trying to evade the defenders is Saint Savoie. It's tough to see a little bit with the sun out there. It's not quite below the hill yet as we near 7 o'clock. Fridland fed it out before the Bulldogs took over, and the ball rolls out of play again.
Again, if you're Westerly, you really want to make something happen with these throw-ins here. But admittedly, Pilgrim playing an excellent defense. Keeping the line up high, not giving them much space to work with, as well as kind of surrounding Westerly whenever they are able to start somewhat of a breakaway.
Feed out, Fobert prevents the rush. Feed to midfield is intercepted. Pilgrim has stifled that momentum that was brewing about 5 minutes ago. Folks, stay tuned after the game for the Westerly Bulldogs Postgame Show, brought to you by Coastal Graphics. Signs, t-shirts, truck wraps, and more. Call Jeff and his team for all your printing needs at Coastal Graphics, 401-425-2312 at 83 Tom Harvey Road in Westerly. Smed fed it out in front where Fobert was able to loft it over. It bounces past Orlando. Orlando finds Jacobson. And Westerly will get the toss. Orlando. A high toss for Roy. Roy speeds over and watches it deflect out of play.
Westerly trying to be lightning quick here with the throw-ins as to make something happen.
Dotson to Shackner outside now. Looks like Ritako on the feed inside back to Dotson. Dotson inside. Jankarelli has the ball slip by the goaltender Williamson. Somehow, some way, Pilgrim survives.
Amazing effort there by both teams. Just excellent passing and looking for your man there on offense. Really setting something up. And again, the defensive save there after the keeper came out and couldn't get his hands on it. That was great. Just really well played from both sides.
I mean, when you play Pilgrim, it's almost like you're facing a guaranteed rate of defense here, that they're going to keep that same pace.
It really feels like that, Andrew. It really feels like that. They've been solid all game.
Flowing inside now is Dotson, but he couldn't slip it past his man in Zmed. St. Savoie. Long loft. It's going to reach its way to Mayo, who scoops it and punts it away. Fridland. Kick goes awry, and Stoic is going to get there. On a rush now. It's Bromage. Bromage sets up some fancy footwork from Foster. We got stonewalled, and down to the ground was Orlando. He's going to draw a whistle. Clock down to 6 minutes here. Owen Fobert, the long kick. And it's smacked right back into the Pilgrim field of play.
Kudos to the Pilgrim attacker who had that beautiful pass back behind the back, no look to the side. That's some crazy footwork. I was always jealous of the kids that had those types of moves.
It was almost a Ronaldo Messi-esque type of play.
Yeah, I believe when you kick it like that, when you have your right or left foot forward and you kick it behind your other foot, or with your other foot, I should say. I believe it was called a Rabona, but it has been a while. So don't quote me on that, but either way, whatever it's called, just excellent moves here. And, we can't not give credit to the Westerly defense for stopping that.
A header goes out, drifted off the foot of Foster. Foster on the outside edge, curls back in, cross feed, finds its way to Lopes, who punts it to the lacrosse net. Would have been a goal. Westerly will retain possession here as Fobert will look to kick. Ritako swarmed. Stolen by Ferranti. trickled outside where Martin looks to recover. Roy feeds it back to Shackner. Shackner has it swatted down and away by Stoic.
Oh, a little bit of a Megnut right there through his legs.
I was trying to dodge the pole here.
I mean, a nutmeg. I misspoke. I apologize.
Free kick coming for the Bulldogs. Son directly head on from the stands here. The long feed whiffed on by both squads, and it's just going to drift out to Williamson. 3:16 to go. Just like the Bible verse, and Westerly praying for a miracle here.
3 minutes left on the clock. Let's see.
Sky high kick. Is drifted back outside the sidelines. Fobert goes out to Dotson. It's going to be run down by Fobert again on the far side. In 18 seconds, the clock will be stopped. Ball topped out, and Bromage lets it fly. Jacobson trying to work his way through, and he overruns Stoic. Kid, why does the clock always stop at 2 minutes?
I am not sure.
The officials on the field, the official.
So we just got word from Mr. Albamonte next door that the officials keep the official clock on the field, and that is why they stop it after 2 minutes. It's fed outside to Fridlin. Fridlin, seam across, a whiff there by Zmed. Almost was the dagger in this one. Lopes watches it drift outside. Time really running thin here. A quick toss to Gincarelli. That one is whiffed. Rotako wrestling for control, and it's left to the Patriots, who are taking their sweet time trying to ice this game. Sky high kick finds Roy, but then is right back to the Patriots and Stoic.
Some excellent touches here by the Westerly defense, really just trying to take control of the ball and get it back down the field in these last couple of minutes. There's a
Bromage, the dagger. Who else? Jackson Bromage seals the game with his second goal and the third for the Patriots.
Jackson Bromage.
Bromage has just been dominant on the field of play today. Big reason why Pilgrim is going to walk away from this Division II opening day with a win. Barring a miracle, what can Westerly do with a minute? At least put themselves on the board is what they hope to do. Roy out to Jacobson, and it's pushed out of play. Jacobson surveys his options, running out of time. He's got to toss it. It's popped up again. Jacobson heads it down. Behind the back kick for Pilgrim, and that'll do it. The final score here, Pilgrim 3, Westerly nothing, as the Patriots rush the goaltender to celebrate. It's the Westerly Bulldogs Postgame Show brought to you by Coastal Graphics. Again, signs, t-shirts, truck wraps, and more. Call Jeff and his team for all your printing needs at Coastal Graphics, 401-425-23112, or head to 83 Tom Harvey Road in Westerly. Caleb, what led Pilgrim to victory there?
If you ask me personally, Andrew, I really think it came down to the spacing here. You know, Westerly, they did a little bit better in the second half, but they were still playing on top of each other. I saw a little bit of a surge of life towards the last 5 minutes or so where they really took their time with the ball and kind of looked around to see who was open. But unfortunately for them, it just was not enough time. Pilgrim had come onto the field doing that, playing around with their defenders, making sure that they were always sending the ball downfield to an open man, and hopefully someone who wouldn't just result in the ball going back to the other side of the field. And I think that's what did it, because they were more consistent with it. Westerly could not stop playing. I think there was too much dribbling from that. I think, you know, when you're in those sort of situations, you really have to be looking. It's an easy thing to do. It's very easy to run around with the ball and keep your head down. But ultimately, it is a team sport, and you just have to look around and try and see who's open. You know, kind of really play in the space here, because this is what happens. You know, eventually, even if you are getting some shots, which Westerly was, the team that has the, you know, more possession, which allows for more tries, kind of just ends up winning, and we saw that here tonight.
The Ed French and Son Player of the game is brought to you, of course, by our friends at Ed French and Son Paving, Rhode Island and Connecticut's #1 asphalt paving company. Call 401-596-8917 today, and that is going to go to Asa Mayo. The sophomore keeper, with only a season of experience, was making some of the most tremendous saves you can get, especially in a loss here. A lot of those saves weren't, the goals scored by Pilgrim weren't of any fault of his own, but Mayo proved his worth here in a pivotal first game. But that's going to do it for us here on 321 Media. Thank you to Dave DeAngelis for producing this. For Caleb Bupanacci, my color commentator and cameraman, this has been Andrew Fiore signing off. I'll see you all on Friday on Fiore Calls Game. Thanks for watching.